What is going on, my Virgo North Node placements? Welcome to your North Node reading for the rest of 2024. So, as most of you know, some of you may not, the real new year actually is the spring equinox, which happens towards the end of March, beginning of April. Sorry. So, um, this energy has a span to really up to then. Okay, this is not till January 1st, as a lot of us have been taught is the new year. Okay, so we have some theme cards here that we're going to go over, that we're going to start with first. Well, actually, I'm going to give you guys the messages that I was receiving from the bottoms of the decks that I've used for you, even though I haven't been doing that for the other signs. I'm just giving, going with the flow here with that. And then we have specific questions as well as clarifiers here, and then a sign that you guys can either have been seeing or should be looking out for the remainder of the year. Okay, to ultimately benefit you on your path, right? So, a couple of things here. While I was starting to shuffle this deck, you may or may not have noticed during the pre-shuffle that I accidentally picked up a few cards from a different deck because they were stacked. And so as I was shuffling, a couple of those cards got mixed in, and I had to separate them once I noticed it. And then upon doing so, after I put them back down, the top card that was at the very top was the devil here of this deck. So for some of you, this could definitely represent a Capricorn in specific, meaning an actual person in your experience that is maybe a Capricorn sign. That you're needing to, that is maybe playing a specific role in your, as it pertains to your North Node. Okay, for some of you, this could be serving as a distraction of some sort, whatever that is. Others of you, this could definitely represent your own energy, meaning as in your ego. Okay, as in the things, whether it's habits, addictions, or your own fears, whatever it is that's keeping you stuck, tied, and bound. This could, obviously too, be a toxic connection or a toxic family dynamic environment that's ultimately keeping you stuck, or you feel like that, right? Interesting, with the Ace of Wands at the bottom and the World. So yeah, for some of you, this could definitely be a connection of some sort. But others of you, this has to do with your own forward progression, meaning your own path going forward. Okay, it feels like some of you, and so we have 7 here, 43, card 43, deep knowing, and then universe here with card 7. 43 reduces to a 7, then we have 7 here. So some of you may have a life path 7. My life path is 7. So this is interesting, but I don't have a Virgo North Node, so this isn't my reading, at least as far as that goes. But I am gonna sit back and just listen and see if there are any messages that I feel apply to me. So we also have miracles here. So what this feels like with the Queen of Wands and the Eight of Wands. So it feels like Virgo, my Virgo North Node placements um is that some of you are in a process right now of ending a major cycle. It could be one that has maybe held you down or held you back for quite some time, and I feel like some of you have this deep knowing that that's about to shift, or that there is a major shift that is necessary at this time. There is some action that it feels like some of you are being being put in a position to take. And so there's the energy right now of maybe you're needing to rest, maybe you're needing to recharge, maybe you don't have a lot of energy. And it makes sense as well, because as well as aside of Mercury being in retrograde, right? This is also the period where Mars is in retrograde. So Mars is the sign of action, of passion, masculine energy, getting things done, right? So this is also, a period, because it's in retrograde, a lot of us are feeling tired. A lot of us may be lacking the motivation, lacking drive and desire, lacking energy, maybe just really tired. I've been finding myself personally very just energetically drained. My soul is fucking tired. Like I'm just I'm tired, okay, on a lot of different levels, but I'm really just doing my best to push myself to continue to show up where I know I need to. So here we are. So what this feels like is, though, Virgo, is that for those of you that have been maybe feeling the same, just know that this is a temporary phase, okay? And I feel like some of you have been maybe feeling it deep down, and that's where the deep knowing is that some of you have been really having this feeling deep down that, a shift is on the horizon, or there's some type of major change that maybe you could feel in your spirit, you could feel energetically, but maybe it hasn't presented itself yet in the 3D. I can definitely relate to that as well. So, but it does feel like I said, things are about to start taking off. This is all hidden energy, but like I said, you guys, it feels like have a deep knowing about this. Okay, some of you, this could be people, someone coming into your experience. We have 2 soulmate energies here with the 6 of cups here underneath the 8 of wands, with the followed by the death, which is Scorpio. This card here, Scorpio energy. Okay, and then underneath this card, the deep knowing, is soulmates. So like I said, some of you may be positioning yourself to to meet your soulmate or to attract that type of energy. Some of you may meet your soulmate. Some of you have been, wanting love. You've been asking for, a partner to help, do this life with or continue to do this life with, right? And it feels like some of you may meet this person when you move or when you're traveling or when you're doing something as it pertains to your, ultimate mission in this life, which is your, in my opinion, your North Node, right? So let's get into your reading, shall we? So we're going to start off with your theme card. So the theme for you guys, it's interesting because the readings that I've done so far, yours is the only one that these cards are in reverse. Okay. So, you know, we'll just see how that how that plays out, but I found that very interesting. So let's get into this. So we have mending, card 52, which is reduces to another 7. Holy shit. Okay. So mending in reverse. All right. And then we have card number 2, Cancer, telephone in reverse. Okay. And then we also have worth that also came in reverse. And this card says, you're being asked to honor your worth. It can be easy, so easy to feel that we aren't good enough for worthy of happiness. This simply isn't the case. However, you are worthy and you have inherent value. It's time to cherish yourself and see your true worth. All right. So the fact that all these are in reverse, my Virgo North nodes, it kind of is giving me a couple of different messages here. So please, as always, quick disclaimer, these readings are general in nature, meaning they're not private, they're not personal and specific. Please take what applies, leave the rest for someone else or whoever it's meant for. So if it doesn't seem like it rings true right now, just remember that this is an energy that's spanning over to the real new year, which is the end of March, okay, beginning of April. So if this doesn't seem like it applies now, maybe revisit it in a month or two and see if anything has changed, see if anything applies. Okay. So what I'm getting here though is that this kind of feels like an energy of, for some of you, what I was saying earlier is that some of you there could be, like I said, a Capricorn energy here that could definitely be serving as a distraction. Now, whether this is showing up as an actual physical person or just, like I said, your own ego that is getting in the way. Okay. There could be this, the first message I'm getting here is that for some of you, if this is an actual person, right, whether it's a Capricorn or not, signs don't really matter. But the Capricorn energy, okay, because we're all energetic beings. So I'm talking about the energy of the sign, meaning someone that may be a bit toxic, they may be a bit clingy, they may be a bit controlling, they may not want you to move forward, they may be trying to hold you back in some type of way, whether they realize it or not. Some of you are dealing with that type of individual here. And it feels like there's this energy here of this, it's like a clarity of, or need to accept that you're not going to be able to fix things with this person, or there's a need to stop trying to fix something with someone. Okay. I feel like some of you, this could be someone that maybe help, teach you about your North Node, or help, like, play a part in discovering your North Node, and, different things like that. But it feels like, some of you, there's this energy of you guys, you can't fix things with this person. It feels like, they're just holding you back in a sense, where maybe you've tried talking to them, you've tried communicating with them, you've tried getting through to them, and it's just not working. It's just like, it feels like you guys are on just two very different frequencies, to where no matter how much you try to pour into them or talk to them or align with them, you guys are just, it's not gonna go well. Like, it's not meant for you guys to stay on that frequency of trying to connect in that way. Okay, where it's like you could, it's like talking as much as you want, but it's going through one ear and out the other. And so it feels like this energy of needing to just kind of like let something be what it is, and stop trying to and accept it, instead of trying to continue to turn something into what you wanted it to be, or the idea you had in your head about how it should be. Okay. And I feel like that's because of this energy here of maybe, not really knowing how worthy and deserving you really are. Maybe not really um embracing that about yourself, really not believing it fully, right? I feel like some of you know that you're deserving and worthy of being happy, but energetically speaking, that may not be exactly what you're putting out into the universe. Okay. So second message I'm getting here with this is that for some of you, there's something that still needs to be healed, maybe within your throat chakra. Some of you still have some work to do, maybe as it pertains to your throat chakra, maybe as it pertains to your intuition, that some of you are needing to say, that needs to be expressed. Some of you, it's like you're maybe you're not, there's some maybe healing that needs to be done with your inner child, is also what I'm getting off of this card here. Okay. The way she's sitting there. with this little girl, right? So, and this could definitely be sisters, this could be siblings for some of you, but this feels like a reflection of the self, right? Um, So it feels like, and because it's in reverse, it feels like there may be, like I said, a need to heal, maybe, an aspect of yourself, or maybe times where where maybe you weren't heard, you weren't acknowledged, people weren't listening to you, they didn't want to hear you out. Maybe times where you didn't listen to yourself, right? And that has ultimately contributed to the way you feel about yourself, our self-esteem, how we view ourselves, which ultimately then trickles down to how we allow people to treat us, the type of people we attract, to show us where we need healing, to show us how we really feel about ourselves based on how we let others, based on not only the type of people we attract, but how we interact with them, how we allow them to treat us. And I'm not saying that it's always good, meaning you allow it, like you just let it happen. But if we're not leaving immediately, if we're not seeing the red flags, the signs, and then making a different decision, that is essentially allowing, right? So it's because you recognize something and you don't do anything about it in that moment, right then and there. We kind of like give it another chance, or we want to, give them the benefit of the doubt, 11:11 on the timer, something like that. That's still, that's, that energy of allowing, right? Because we know that something isn't right. We feel it, we see it, we have evidence of it, and we still, give them a pass, or we still, want to give them the benefit of the doubt. That is essentially allowing. Okay. So, but we do have miracles here at the bottom. So this is spirit saying that you do have a lot of amazing things that are on its way to you, that are trying to align to you, if we allow it, right? So let's get into your first card. So how has this your North Node journey been for you up until this point? What energy are you essentially leaving behind? So we have the Nine of Wands. Okay. So this is the energy, this is the wounded warrior. Okay. This is the energy of um being kind of like in that place of being so close to where you're being asked to not give up at this time. Okay. I feel like this is a very defensive type of energy. This is a very also resilient, excuse me, a resilient energy, that it feels like some of you are, you know, have been really guarded, maybe just really kind of pushing forward and really maybe feeling like I'm not getting anywhere, or maybe I've made a certain amount of progress, but then there's something that's stopping me from getting to that last wand, right? So for some of you, that last wand could definitely be something that you've been holding on to, that you're just so close to finally being like, I can't hold on to this anymore. Others of you, this Nine of Wands energy could definitely represent responsibilities, right? Being so close to accomplishing a goal, being so close to getting that maybe new role, or starting that business, or launching that product, or whatever that is, where you're so close. And this is spirit saying you're being asked to not give up. You're being asked to really just kind of push forward and, get over that last hurdle, because you're going to, complete whatever it is you're trying to complete. So this feels like an energy that you guys are leaving behind as it pertains to your North Node, of just really maybe being persistent, maybe being really maybe guarded, not feeling like you can maybe trust a lot of people. And I feel like again, if there is healing that some of you are being asked to do as it pertains especially to your throat chakra, that is your also not only your center of, your voice and your communication, but it's also representative of your self-expression, how you express yourself. And that's not only verbally, right? But it also speaks of how you express yourself creatively, things like that. Okay. That chakra also governs your skin, right? Which is the biggest organ that we have. It ultimately takes the brunt of anything we experience first, before it gets to us internally, before it hits, goes through the pores and absorbs into your body and your bloodstream. Your skin is hit first. Okay. So clarifying that energy is the Seven of Wands and the Ace of Cups. Interesting. So it's giving me a lot of defensive energy, where it feels like some of you, this could definitely have been a new situation, maybe a new partnership, something like that. But it's like, I feel like some of you are just not maybe being heard. Maybe you guys are just not on the same frequency, and it's really affecting your path moving forward, your destiny. It feels like for some of you could have been dealing with someone, if this applies, or, to whoever this applies to, where you could have been dealing with someone who has maybe been trying to derail your path, or try to, change your path in some type of way. For some of you, you may have been dealing with someone who's trying to swap destinies with you. That has happened to me before as well. So, take it as it applies, where some of you have been really defensive, but you're, learning how to love on yourself. You're learning how to, realize that I deserve more than maybe what I was getting. I deserve way more than what I initially believed for myself, right? So that's a really beautiful place to be. It's like you guys are, getting a new opportunity to start over, to start again, to really honor yourself the way you deserve to be honored, right? So, current energy, where you guys at currently with your North Node, is we have the Empress. Okay. So, the Empress is major arcana for one. So, this is very powerful energy. But this also represents the mother. Okay. So, some of you could have been pregnant. You may be currently pregnant. Others of you, this has to do with maybe a mother figure, okay, that could be playing a very pivotal role in your as it pertains to maybe the action you're able to take towards your North Node, your ability to really maybe have clarity about what that looks like and what's needed, like where, what you're trying to do, where you're trying to go as it pertains to your North Node. Okay, a mother figure could be definitely a significant role in your experience right now as it pertains to that. Okay, so clarifying that is the Four of Cups. So feels like some of you are also in this energy about of where it's like some of you, it's giving me kind of like a stingy energy in a sense, not in a bad way, but more in like a like I've worked so hard to get to where I'm at, to where I'm not willing to let anybody just come in and, disrupt what I have going on. Or, like I've come so far, I've worked so hard to where I'm not willing to settle. Thank you, Spirit. That's what this is giving me. Where some of you, you're out of this energy of where you maybe didn't know your worth. Some of you have finally allowed yourself to get to that place where you do know your worth now. You know how valuable you are. You know what's possible for you. You know what you're capable of creating and basically birthing into your experience, and you're no longer willing to settle. You're not just taking maybe the first offer, the first opportunity that makes its way to you, and that's a beautiful, really beautiful place to be. Okay, so let's see what's ahead. What is ahead and possible for you moving forward? So what's ahead is the Hangman. Okay, so two major arcanas so far. So the Hangman is Pisces energy. Um this is about kind of like shifting your perspective, taking a step back, but this is also about surrendering. Okay, surrendering to the universe, surrendering to your own, path, what it is you're being guided to do, where it is you're being guided to go, things of that nature. Okay, so clarifying that is the King of Wands. So what this is basically giving me here is there it feels like what's possible for you, or the energy that's available to you moving forward. It's up to you, free will. You can take it or leave it, right? Is there's a opportunity here to, it feels like, shift your perspective, okay, to maybe surrender what it is that maybe you thought you needed to hold on to, or maybe things that didn't work, things that you wanted to fix but maybe you just can't, or the other person maybe isn't willing. It's kind of like just allowing yourself to surrender that experience to the universe, and that's going to put you in this energy of moving forward. I feel like it's going to help basically ultimately restore your confidence in some type of way, because you allow yourself to release, shift your perspective maybe about the situation, or about things that didn't work out before, or why things took so long, whatever it is, right, that has been maybe holding you back, or that some of you have been really defensive about, things like that. There's a opportunity here for you to basically see something from a higher vantage point. Okay, and I feel like once you allow yourself to see how something is really helping you, especially when it comes to our challenges, like I really love that perspective, and why you know I say it as much as I do, when it obviously is in alignment, is because it's so powerful to me. Like, I've experienced it, I've lived it many, many times, where when I allow myself to see my challenges from a higher spiritual perspective on how it's really trying to help me, what it's trying to teach me, how it's trying to move me forward, it has always benefited me in doing that. Okay, so I feel like that's for some of you an opportunity here as well, is when you allow yourself to shift and see how maybe circumstances that were painful, or difficult, how that's ultimately putting you back in your power, how it's ultimately happened in order to show you how powerful you really are, to help you really step into your own divine masculine energy that takes action, that gets things done, because that's what the King of Wands energy is really about. He's goal oriented, he's passionate, he's a go-getter, he gets shit done, he's cares about how he looks, he's sexy, he's just that ultimate, what I'm saying, go-getter. So this could definitely be your energy. Okay, others of you, now this has to do with the person, okay, that you may be meeting that may have a pivotal part or play a pivotal role in your, as it pertains to your North Node journey, right? That could also be what's happening here, is that for those of you that resonate with this energy that we were speaking of earlier, of a person in particular that may have been trying to hold you back or trying to swap destinies with you, things like that, when you let that person go, that is when you allow someone, okay, that is really for you, that's really meant to help you as, you know, on your journey to your North Node, right? It's not going to be for all of you, but you'll know where that applies if that's your message. Excuse me. Why my throat is so dry. What's going on? Okay, so let's keep going. So, what spirit feels that you would benefit most in focusing on right now as it pertains to your North Node? We have the Lovers. So 3 major arcanas so far. Okay, so we have the Lovers, and the Lovers is clarified by the Sun, another major arcana. So this is a Leo energy. Okay, so I mean, so immediately when we see the Lovers card, we typically think of relationship, right? We typically think of a person. I don't necessarily feel that that's what Spirit is saying here as it pertains to this particular reading, being your North Node. Okay, I don't feel like Spirit's saying focus on a relationship exactly, but this more so feels like focusing on those aspects within yourself. Okay, because even for those of you that have been looking for a partner, or that is an alignment for you to meet someone during, you know, while you're pursuing this North Node path, um, it's still, it'll present itself as it needs to. Okay, so as within so without, so that what that means is that when you allow yourself to focus more on these energies within yourself and coming into this divine harmony and union with yourself, as a natural byproduct of you doing so, you're going to naturally attract and draw in that person that you're looking for, or that you need, or you know, whatever that is. So for some of you, that could be what this energy is here as well, is that you picking yourself, okay, or because you have chosen yourself and you've protected yourself from others that you know aren't for you, or that you know, or specifically you just can't get through to, or that you're not able to heal, you're maybe not able to fix things with, and you're focusing more on yourself and your own self-worth and not settling anymore. It's ultimately putting you in alignment with the person that you're meant to have, the person that is going to actually benefit you or support you in a really positive and beneficial way. And it feels like when you allow yourself to focus on that energy within yourself, bringing in divine harmony, right, within yourself with your own feminine masculine energies, that's when you allow this person in. That is when whoever that is for you is revealed to you, because the sun also represents revelations, okay, meaning things brought to light, brought to surface, okay, things that were hidden, right? The moon represents hidden energy, things we can't see, hidden aspects, mystery, things like that. The sun sheds light on those things, it brings those things to the surface, it brings it to light, right? That's when they say what's done in the dark comes to light. That is what that's talking about. Okay, so let's see. And this also, I feel like for some of you, is talking about a path. Okay, is that focusing on um pursuing maybe a path, or incorporating your North Node energy in a way that is, that feels harmonious to you, that feels, you know, in alignment. Okay, where it's not, where it's like it allows you to vibrate in your feminine energy, meaning you're able to be creative, you're able to, you know, maybe work for your, for some of you it's about being a boss, being your own boss, where you're able to make your own schedule, where when you need to take a break you can, where you need, when you need to relax you can, you don't have nobody to answer to, no one telling you what to do or when, you know, whatever, you're able to operate on your own terms. And for some of you, that is what Spirit is asking you to focus on, is figuring out what path for me as it pertains to my North Node will put me in this energy of being able to be in harmony, you know, in a harmonious way, to easily navigate between my own feminine and masculine energy. Okay, that's ultimately going to make me really happy. That's going to be, you know, something positive, but also beneficial. That's going to help, you know, restore my confidence or boost my confidence, whatever that is for you, right? Because again, this is the Leo energy. So that's what all the sun energy represents and rules, is your confidence, your self-esteem, you know, things like that. So Gemini energy here. We also have Taurus energy, as well as Pisces, okay, and Leo. So any of those signs may be of significance to you. Okay, please don't get caught up on the signs if it doesn't apply. Okay, it's not for all, it's not for everybody. So last question we have here is, what energy is supporting you for the rest of 2024 as it pertains to your North Node? So we had 2 that came out and then a clarifier. So 2 that came out was the 4 of Pentacles came out first, and then the Knight of Wands. Okay, so I feel like this is about kind of like keeping things to yourself at this time. What it feels like, what will really be helpful For you, Virgo North nodes, is keeping to yourself is as it pertains to maybe the things that you're taking action on, the things that you're pursuing at this time, what you're putting your time, energy, and effort into. But what I'm also getting here is saving your money. Okay, I feel like some of you may are getting, being prepared. It feels like for, like I said, new opportunities, things that are going to start moving really fast. You're going to need to take action on things like that. Spirit is saying, save your money. Okay, whatever money you do have or the money that you're going to start making, Spirit wants you to be responsible about that. Okay, and again, still taking action on your goals, kind of like it's also giving me energy of like reinvesting into your business, or reinvesting in the money that you're receiving, putting it back into your business, right, to help keep you going, right? So I feel like that's another energy that's going to be very supportive right now. But also, again, kind of like reserving your energy, kind of like self-preservation is what I'm getting here, is going to be really important, so you have the energy you need when it's time to act on your goals or your passions or whatever this is, that you have the energy that you need to do so. Okay, so clarifying that energy is the Knight of Pentacles. So what's also, it feels like it's going to be supportive or helpful to you guys, is coming up with a plan. Okay, coming up with the plan, because the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck, but he is also the one that is going to make it to the end, because he's methodical, he's well thought out, he has a plan, he knows where he's going, and he takes his time. That's why it's the slowest moving knight, because he's not in a rush. He knows exactly where he's going, and he's, continuously pacing himself on his way to his destination. So that way he ensures that he makes it there, he actually gets there, right? And he doesn't burn out before he arrives, or before the goal is complete, whatever that is, right? So it feels like you would really benefit, Virgo North nodes, in coming up with a plan of some sort. Okay, a long-term plan for stability, for money, whether this is like maybe looking into living trusts, or the universal, it's called like a, not an IUD, a ULD or a UID, something like that. It's some type of universal living insurance or life insurance, something like that. So yeah, you might want to look into that as well. So, but yeah, feels like it would really benefit you in, like I said, saving your money, coming up with a plan. Especially if, for those of you that are, have interest in moving out of the country, or leaving the country, or traveling, whatever, that's going to really benefit you as well, by making those plans and saving your money. So when it's time to make the move, you can make the move, right? So, sign that you can look out for, that either you're already seeing or that you can look out for going forward, is scarab beetle. So we have miracles here at the bottom. Okay, let me read that for you real fast. So miracle says, you're being asked to pay extra close attention to all the big and small miracles that have already occurred in your life, and also to those that are currently occurring and are still to come. Miracles surround you. Be on the lookout for them. All right. So scarab says, luck, abundance, keep going, on track, more than enough, resilient, worthy. Okay, these are repeating messages here. So where, like I said, where those of you who maybe haven't been feeling worthy, allow yourself to see where maybe for some of you it could be a mother figure that you've taken on that energy from, that maybe needs some healing, that maybe you're needing to kind of fix or mend that those wounds with. Okay, some of you, there's someone you maybe haven't talked to in quite some time, that's affecting how you feel about yourself. Okay, so there may be some forgiveness that can be had here in a situation, whether it's on your end, forgiving yourself for your role in the situation, for all the parts you played in your own self-esteem, and the things you've allowed that have played into that, right? But also forgiving your mother, the mother wound. Okay, this really feels like a mother wound here, that definitely has that could definitely be playing a part in how you feel about stepping into this north node, because the north node, pursuing your north node, is not a comfortable energy. It's not easy. Okay, because it's out of your comfort zone. That's the south node, is what is comfortable, what you've always done, where you've always been, right? So for me, my south node is Libra, right? Being that my north node is Aries. I believe my south node is Libra. But anyway, that's my mom's energy, right? My mom is a Libra. And so for me, it's kind of like this, about kind of like, it's been really comfortable for me to have connections or be around people that I can depend on, things like that. But it's pushing me. North node is Aries, right? That's a very independent energy. It's kind of like the complete opposite. So for you, I can't recall right now what the opposite of the north node, opposite of Virgo is in your north node. So what the south node would be, I would look that up. But that is the energy that you already know is comfortable. You've been there. It's, it's already familiar, right? But your north node is stepping out of your comfort zone, right? So for some of you, maybe your south node is kind of like just being like, whatever, I don't care, just go with the flow, let life happen, whatever, But north node Virgo energy is more methodical. They are, detail oriented. They need a plan, right? They need to have things organized. Things need to be, put together, like, you know what I mean, structured. So that could be, for some of you, why this isn't easy. Um, so anyway, worthy, deserving, reassurance, transformation and progress, rebirth, yes, growth, divine shielding and protection. Accept slash assert your personal authority and power. Sun God Ra. Okay, Sun God Ra. And we also have the sun here with Leo. Okay, so repeating messages, maybe. So, like I said, take them as they apply. But some of you either already seeing scare rat beetles, which I doubt it because of the time of year. But by the time this gets closer to the actual real new year, okay, you might start seeing scare rat beetles. If you are, this is your sign. Even if you're not seeing them in person, I always get them that fly on my window, literally in my room while I'm reading, or just like every day one will come and visit me and fly. And I'm like, how do you guys find me? So I love it. So some of you, if you're not seeing them actually physically in person, you may be finding scare rat beetles or June bugs, if you know what those are. The green beetles, right? Same kind of thing. You might be seeing those as well. Pay attention to when you see them. Allow yourself to tap in with your own intuition to what it's meaning for you, where it's, telling you, maybe giving you encouragement that you're on track. You're doing what you need to do. Whatever you're doing is working. Just keep going. This is not the time to give up. So that's what this feels like, is that some of you, have been really in this energy of being resilient, really trying to protect your energy, really doing better with loving on yourself, doing, pouring more into yourself, things like that, especially for those of you that have struggled with the worthiness thing. Okay. One thing I will say before I let you guys go is another thing that's really helpful, especially as it pertains to your throat chakra, is asking for what it is that you need. Okay. I feel like some of you may not use your throat chakra enough. And that's why this card is in reverse, to where your inner voice is like, some of you have been ignoring your inner voice. And that's something that maybe needs to be healed. Okay. That, plays into your worth and your value, right? Because you're not listening. Maybe some of you haven't listened to yourself when you've been told that this person isn't for you, or this is going to happen. You ignored it, right? You ignore your inner voice, and then wonder why, people treat you like shit, because you didn't heed the call when your intuition told you that this person is going to do this, or they're going to cheat on you, or they don't, fuck with you as much as you think they do, or this isn't a good deal to, include yourself in, or whatever it might be. Okay. So for some of you, this period that you're experiencing right now, especially if it's been like a downtime, this is a very good time to really pour into that healing, okay? To really mend maybe the parts of yourself within yourself that needs to be mended, okay? And if there is someone that in particular that maybe is trying to fix things with you, or whatever that you have history with, this is your indication that this person is not going to change, okay? They're not going to value you the way you deserve to be valued, and you're being told to not settle. And that's where it feels like you guys are at currently. You're being told to not settle, because why? I know my worth. I know my value. I know that I can align with people that actually want to see me do well, that want to see me do good, right? So allow yourself to really, vibrate in that energy and surrender, give up that whoever that person is, or allow yourself to see them differently. Some of you, you're being asked to see someone. For some of you, this could be a person that you're being asked to see differently, to shift your perspective about it. And I don't mean in a way to where you're giving them a pass to keep them in your experience, but more so shift your perspective in surrendering the idea of them that you had, that this could be my husband, or this could be my wife, or this is my person. Some of you are being asked to really, shift your perspective and see them for who they really are. Surrender that idea that you had of them and really see them for who they are. That maybe this person is just a player. Maybe this person is just, they like the attention. They just like to be seen. Maybe they just look good, but on the inside, they're really ugly. Like, whatever that is. Okay. Because obviously, when we're holding on to those energies from other people, that does affect how we feel about ourselves, especially when it comes to taking action, on our path and on our journey, things like that. You would think that that doesn't affect. It really does. It really does. I've lived through this. So that's why I can speak on it, because I've experienced it firsthand. Not someone's book I read or not someone's video I watched. I've lived through this shit myself personally. And I know I'm not the only one. But speaking from experience, right? If that's all I could go off of is my own personal experience, that is what I'm speaking from here. Okay. So it feels like you guys are definitely, like I said, on track. It feels like you guys are making a beautiful progression. And so now it's just the energy, an opportunity here for you to, let something go, see something differently. What was this person trying to teach me? How are they really trying to help me see, how are they really, trying to help me see that I deserve more than what they're able to give me. Just because they can't do it doesn't mean I don't deserve it. Sometimes you have to realize that you're never asking for too much. You're just asking the wrong person. Okay. So Virgo North knows that's what I have for you. I really hope this reading was helpful and it touched those that need it. Um, if you did resonate, if you do find value in this, I'd really appreciate if you like, subscribe, share, follow all those good things. Maybe share with someone that you know can use it. And until next time, guys.